brilliant people. So today I want to talk to you about what we do when our intuition disagrees. Now, I'm not really talking so much about when we seem to get two internal answers, although, you know, this can apply equally well to that. I'm talking about when we're in a relationship with someone who also has a strong intuition, whether they're a friend or a partner or a co-worker, and our intuition says, you know, go left, and their intuition says go right. Well, what do we do in that case? I mean, we can have a big argument and try and decide who is right and wrong, but yeah, well, first of all, our intuition doesn't work with right-wrong thinking, so that seems a bit silly, but also that's not helping us create that really expansive moment that intuition can give us. And when we actually have two people with two strong intuitions, that gives us this wonderful moment of opportunity where we can actually step into a larger reality, a larger understanding. So how do we do that? Well, the first thing to do is to check that, is this intuition, well, actually really my intuition, or is it just my ego going off about something? And of course, you do that by checking in with your soul seed. If you're not sure how to do that, you know, talk to me, talk to a fractology practitioner. You know, you can find out in my book how to work with your soul seed. But check in your soul seed. Does this intuition that I get, does it strengthen my connection to who I really am? Does it strengthen their connection to who they really are? Because if it's strengthening your connection, then it is true for you. If it is strengthening their connection, then it is true for them. Now, obviously, if it's actually one person's ego, well, then you can just put that aside. Sometimes easier said than done, I suppose. But anyway, and then you're just left with the one intuition that is actually true for that person. But if both intuitions are true, that's when you have this real opportunity. So it's because each one of us is viewing the universe differently. It's the analogy I often use is it's like we're all standing around a mountain, and so we're all getting different slices of the mountain or what it looks like. Or another analogy is if I'm standing here and you're standing there, and there's a fish swimming between us because we're on either side of an aquarium. Well, I would say the fish is swimming to the left, and you might say, well, no, it's not, it's swimming to the right. And we could have that argument. But when we actually instead stop and ask ourselves, okay, if these two intuitions, if these two viewpoints are in fact both accurate, but they're both different pieces of a larger reality, you know, because a mountain is bigger than we are, more physically at least. What is that reality? You know, if we're both on different sides of a fish, well, we get to see both sides of the fish. If we're around a mountain, we actually can start to see different sides of a mountain. There is a mountain in New Zealand, Mount Taranaki, used to be called Mount Egmont, but anyway, Mount Taranaki. Now, from one side of the mountain, it looks like Mount Fuji. It looks like this perfect conical mountain. And in fact, I understand that when they did the film The Last Samurai, they filmed it on Mount Taranaki. Apparently because there's too much rubbish on Mount Fuji, which is sad, but never mind. But from a different perspective, it is not going to look like Mount Fuji, because whereas Mount Fuji is this perfect cone all the way around, Mount Taranaki is a perfect cone on this side, but on this side there's the eruption, the lava, whatever, it actually formed a ridge. So from one perspective, you might, if your intuition's going, oh, it's Mount Taranaki. From another side, it's like, well, no, it's not. And so you could just have this argument and try, sort of have this right-wrong argument, but that will make you miss out on the larger reality, which is that actually you're not looking at Mount Fuji, you're looking at Mount Taranaki. I don't know if I'm making a lot of sense here. Anyway, my point is that if two intuitions actually expand both people's soul seats, then it's true. It's coming from their brilliance. So we need to find the larger reality that actually fits both. And it's always there. You can start to practice finding that by, again, using the way your intuition works through focus and intention, by simply asking yourself, okay, so what would the picture be? How is it that both of these are true? What is the larger picture or the larger reality that would enable both of these things to be true? And it's quite remarkable when you focus on that question, how often you get the answer. So practice that, work with that, and until next time, remember that you're brilliant.